We got to start today's show by shining some light on our training camp sub battle because Steelers Talk is kicking our tails. Up 35 subs over the last 3 weeks, but we can make that up today. All you guys got to do is hit that subscribe button for free daily coverage of your Baltimore Ravens. The season's about to start. There's not a better time to do it. Help us beat Steelers Talk and prove that the Ravens fans are the best fans in the world. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Ravens Rundown. I am your host, Joey Petersen. On today's show, we're talking some EDC. That's right, we're talking Ravens General Manager Eric DeCosta, and I really feel like he has pulled off something incredibly special for Baltimore and something that is kind of being overlooked as we stand right now. To get there, we got to throw it all the way back to April, though. And you look at this Ravens draft class, and you see a lot of really good names, right? We came out of the drafts thinking that Baltimore had one of the best drafts and one of the best classes of every single team in the National Football League. And so I'm sure you're sitting there behind your screen, behind your phone, however you decide to take in this content, and you're saying, Joey, if we're talking about pulling off something special, we got to be talking about Malachi Starks, right? Well, if I told you no to that question, you'd probably say, Joe, we got to be talking about Mike Green. He had a phenomenal practice on Sunday. That bend was unbelievable. 2 sacks. We're not talking about Mike Green either. We're actually talking special teams because it is time to talk about the Ravens' new kicker, Tyler Loop. And boy, did he flash on the scene yesterday at M&T Bank Stadium. He stole the show at Sunday's practice. He was unbelievable. And I'm not just speaking hyperbolically when I say he was perfect, because he was perfect. Jonas Schaefer tweeting out, Tyler Loop 7 for 7 after a 60-yard field goal. You read that right, 6-0. Maybe the loudest ovation at training camp. And the cool thing is about that 60-yarder is it would have been good for much longer. AJ Gersh tweeted out after the practice was over, talked to Jordan Stout in the locker room post-practice, saying the Ravens are using TrackMan, the golf simulator, to track Tyler Loop's kicking distance. Jordan Stout said the 60-yarder today would have been good from 67. You guys saw him today, right? Said Stout. Pretty good, huh? So why is this huge, Joey? Why is this so special? Well, we got to realize Tyler Loop has to replace one of the best kickers in NFL history. Many people think the best kicker in NFL history. And when you look back to the draft, he was either not on people's draft boards or not very high on people's draft boards. They don't, scout a ton of kickers. So the fact that he was rated the 5th best kicker, it's very different than being rated the 5th best wide receiver, 5th best edge rusher. Usually when you're rated the 5th best kicker, you don't come out of April with a job, okay? Andres Borregales was known as the best kicker going into that class. He was the first kicker taken at the 182nd overall pick, but just 4 picks later, the Ravens swooped in, got Tyler Loop, and those were the only 2 kickers selected. The 3 other guys above Tyler Loop in the pre-draft rankings went undrafted and signed elsewhere as free agents. Justin Tucker, when you look back at his career, you really see how big the shoes are that Tyler Loop's going to have to fill. 212 games played, 417 field goals made, just a touch under 90% field goal percentage, highest in NFL history, and a 66-yarder was his longest. Before last season, Baltimore had a luxury at kicker, a guy they never had to worry about, a guy they felt confident every single time that he went out there in big situations that he was going to nail that kick, that he was going to win them that game, put them into overtime, right? He leaves. We don't have to get into why he was released. We talked about that enough over the offseason, but he's not on this roster anymore. And it truly seems that Eric DeCosta, through everything we've seen so far in training camp and the small little sample size we got yesterday. Again, I don't want to overreact too much to it, but it seems like there's a chance that he replaced him very, very well. That Eric DeCosta found a guy that not many people were talking about going into the draft that was the 5th best kicker, and Eric DeCosta saw him and saw the value and took a chance. And so far, it seems like it's paying off. John Harbaugh agrees as well. Talked about his impressive afternoon, saying he passed the test with flying colors, then went down, gave him a grade. And oh, yeah, it was your ever so common A, plus, one more plus to that. He deserved it. 7 for 7, 60-yarder. The day was his, and it was a lot of fun to watch. It just so happens to be Tyler Loop's birthday today. Found that out when I started scripting this video. So make sure to get down in the comment section, spam HBD, to wish him a happy birthday, and hopefully with some birthday luck, we get a really good leg out of him in 2024, 2025, because frankly, this team's probably going to need it. Looking back at his stats collegiately at the University of Arizona, 50 games played, 67 field goals made over a 4-year span, 83.8 field goal percentage. Not the best. His longest was 62 yards, which was a career long for the Arizona Wildcats. The thing about Tyler Loop is, like, I don't need him to be the next Justin Tucker. I don't need him to play for 400 games, 12 seasons. I don't need him to set the record for career field goal percentage. I just need him to be consistent. I need him to be a guy that when the game is on the line, late in the year, in the playoffs, against the Steelers, whoever, that you feel confident in his ability to make that kick. Because funny enough, Justin Tucker wasn't that guy last year. Only made 22 field goals, 23rd. His field goal percentage was 73.3, 32nd. His field goal percentage from 40 to 49 yards, 62.5. From 50 plus with 54.5. It wasn't good enough, okay? And there's a reason that they cut John Hoyland. A lot of people thought Tyler Loop, John Hoyland, they're going to battle it out all training camp long, all preseason long, and come roster cutdown day, we're going to find out who the kicker is. Well, they were sold on Tyler Loop already. They said, John Hoyland, look, we appreciate all you've done, but we believe Loop is the guy, and everything we saw yesterday makes me feel like he could be something really special. Weigh in for me. What's your confidence level in Tyler Loop? Did it go up after yesterday? Because I'm going to be honest with you. Mine did. Not your turn. Be honest with me. Scale your confidence level in the comment section down below. Give me a 1 to 100. 100 meaning the most. Obviously, 1 meaning the least. Let me know your answer. While you're down there, you'll find this link, chatsports.com/Lamar jersey. Only for today, 25% off if you go to that link and use code CLASS. Okay, that gives you this Lamar Jackson jersey, purple, black, whatever size, for 25% off. And it's only happening today, okay? So if you're watching this and you're needing a birthday present, heck, needing a Christmas gift for 5 months from now, chatsports.com/Lamar jersey. Let's give me the comments and description of today's video. Use that code CLASS for 25% off. Let's round out with some other news items, news notes from yesterday, from training camp today, kind of everything. Kyle Hamilton exited practice today. Now, I don't think it's anything to be too worried about. This was a vet rest day. Lamar wasn't even practicing. There weren't a ton of guys going full speed. It was kind of a little bit of a walkthrough as they gear up to have a joint practice with the Colts tomorrow. But Jeff Zreback tweeted out, Ravens had a relatively short practice today. Kyle Hamilton went to the sideline early in practice and was stretching his groin. Did not return, but it seemed more of a result of vets getting a light day. So hopefully it's one of those things where he could have practiced through it, but just the fact that it was a light day for the veterans, they said, you know what, kind of take the rest of the day off and take it easy. Mike Green, talking yesterday, we talked Tyler Loop. Let's talk about the other rookie. That's Mike Green. He looked phenomenal, okay? He looked really, really good. I'm so excited to see. I'm sure there were some times where he struggled, but that's just kind of how it goes. He's a rookie. He's going to have his welcome to the NFL moment at some point during this year. It's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows, but everything we saw yesterday has me feeling it's going to be a little bit more sunshine and rainbows than doom and gloom. And last up, Keaton Mitchell, he's back. No other way to say it. He looked unbelievable yesterday. His speed is back, and I'm not saying that Justice Hill is gone, that he's out of here, that he's not important. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the rookie that we saw in Keaton Mitchell 2 years ago before the ACL tear, that guy's back and better than ever right now. And he's going to be a great addition to this running game and a great way for Derrick Henry to get a little bit more rest than he got last season. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's show. Appreciate all of you guys hanging out with us all off season long. We got a loaded week for you. We're going to talk joint practice tomorrow. Of course, we got the game going on Thursday. I'll be live for that. You guys better come hang out with me. And make sure you don't miss it. Hit that subscribe button.